What's up? Simmer attention. You constantly relapse because you accidentally touch yourself and then give in to urges. Now, one thing I haven't really spoke much about, and I think is a big reason why I uh I fall back into my urges. I fall back into the relapsing all the time. Is because I will wake up and I'll be like, I'm not gonna touch none of my private parts. Like I'm not gonna touch that area. I'm not gonna try to just uh how can I explain it? I'm not gonna touch that area because I already like have a problem with, what I'm saying, masturbation and stuff. So I sometimes I wake up and I'm be like, I'm not gonna touch anything around there. And so sometimes it get difficult when I'm laying down and I'm sleeping and or I'm peeing or something like that, you know. And then sometimes I might accidentally touch, what I'm saying, that area, and like I automatically kind of arouse myself sometimes, by accident, and then I'm at a point where it's so easy for me to just relapse, and not have no type of strength and or willpower, that I just go and relapse just because I touched myself accidentally. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I don't know if that's just a me thing or if that's like something that a lot of guys might go through. But I find that to be a problem with me, to why I'll give in to urges a lot. You know what I'm saying? I end up relapsing a lot because I made that area so sensitive to being aroused a lot of times just by my hand. So when I accidentally touch myself or I brush over my, what I'm saying, my shorts or something, sometimes I can like accidentally like arouse myself. And given that I have such a low willpower, a lot of times I just go and relapse because I just feel like I already did enough to go and relapse. And I know that's a sad thing or whatever, but I don't know if many guys go through that, but I kind of made this video just to talk about that and how that's something that I go through. That's something that I struggle with. You know what I'm saying? As far as like when I relapse and stuff, like I've made it so easy for myself to just go and relapse off of nothing a lot of times. When I remember times when I was on longer streaks where I would be okay if I accidentally touched myself because I could be like, no, I'm not. I know I'm not gonna do that today. You get what I'm saying? And so you really gotta set those boundaries, even if you accidentally touch yourself or accidentally arouse yourself or see something on TV. You know, it's all a temptation. And you got to be like, no. Even if I accidentally touched myself, or I was peeing and I accidentally touched myself, or I just brushed over my shorts or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I'm itchy or something. You got to just make up your mind to not do that. And I really do believe that might be a big problem with a lot of guys that relapse all the time because they don't have enough willpower, even if they touch themselves in an accidental way, like a non purposefully, I think that's the word, a non purposefully way where like they don't mean to touch themselves, they accidentally touch themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they'll relapse. So I just want to say, like, even if you accidentally touch yourself or whatever, don't relapse because you didn't relapse. You just touched yourself in a non-sexual way. So you don't have to make it sexual. It's just your mind that tries to make it sexual, and your mind that tries to make you give in. And that's actually been probably the number one thing that I think about that I've never really spoken about. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. I mean, just as I look at it, that's been just a really huge problem, bro. Because like I said in one of my other videos, like that constant relapse, bro, it'll destroy your mind, and it'll just get you to a point where it's like, you know what I'm saying? You be so tired. You be like trying to jump out of the trap. You be trying to like constantly get out of that cycle of constantly relapsing, because when you in it, you just feel constantly bad about yourself. You have constant low energy. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just every day you degrading yourself. You know what I'm saying? You dehumanizing yourself every day. And then when you get out in real life, you dehumanize other people, especially like women and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You just objectify, and I'm not no guy that's like, you know what I'm saying? Just ignore your sexual nature. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, do your sexual nature have control over you, or do you have control over your sexual nature? You know what I'm saying? And when you relapse all the time, that's a clear indication that you you're mind controlled by your own body. You get what I'm saying? Like your body is controlling you. Your body don't even have a mind. I mean, obviously your body has a mind, but it's like your urges control you. You don't control yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's a bad place to be in. And I think 90% of men be in that position where even if they're not masturbating all the time, they're always having sex and they gotta have sex. And it's sad, bro, because I'm a part of the problem. I'm in that same group and I so desperately don't want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? But I have to wake up, you know what I'm saying, decide who I actually want to be and just not do it no more. And I just think that's just the bigger picture of everything. I'm not gonna make no excuses for myself. If somebody say I need to change, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, man, I need to change, and you know, uh, like I take whatever they will say. I wouldn't just boom and try to argue back or whatever. Like I'm the type of person that's gonna sit and listen before I go and argue with you. You know what I'm saying? Unless you really did something like super disrespectful, like like hit me or something, or you know what I'm saying? It's just boundaries as far as that point. But if somebody real aggressive towards me and they want me to change, you know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, man. I'm just saying that I'm not gonna make excuses for myself, and yeah, bro. Like on your day-to-day journey, when you just trying to get on your semen retention journey and trying to defeat lust and you trying to just get back on the path you God made you for, just understand that even if you accidentally don't let your mind trick you. That's a good word. Do not let your mind trick you. Don't let your mind trick you, because if your mind can trick you, then you know what I'm saying. You will never have full control over your life. You know what I'm saying? Your mind supposed to be something that you're in control of. Your body's supposed to be something that you in control of. So just understand that that's how the world works. That's how everything is gonna go at the end of the day. You know. And so just that's just how I look at it, man. Like your mind can play games on you and trick you and stuff. And so just don't fall for it. And make sure that you have habits in your daily life. Make sure that you are going out your way to not be tempted, even though you're gonna still be tempted. But go out your way. Don't push yourself in bad situations where you know you're gonna be tempted all the time. Yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got to say. Peace.